Wrestlemania Radio Row. AJ has stopped by, the lovely AJ. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. AJ and I have a history.
We do.
We talked about this last time we spoke. And,
Yes.
doing the indies here in Jersey. Because you're from Jersey.
Yes.
And now you get to come out here and wrestle at Wrestlemania.
Yeah, and it's crazy. You know, last time we met, you talked about you were with me in like the crowd, like in the stands. And
Yeah, because AJ's she was in the crowd, and you were sitting with my wife.
Yes.
And you were talking to her and going like, oh yeah, and this was for like a show that was in a gym.
Yeah.
And you were going, I really just hope I make it on the show next month.
Yep.
And like a year later, you're on TV.
Isn't that just bizarre?
I was flipping out. I was like, Jess, like look at the television.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how it happened.
And
it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
And now, well, not only has it happened, but you're like the #1 diva on TV, right?
Oh gosh, I'll proudly say that. Yes.
I think so.
But it's very cool, and that's only with the WWE's blessing and opportunities that I can proudly say that.
Yeah. What were you like in high school? Were you like a popular girl or
Oh gosh,
or weirdo,
I mean,
or?
look at me. I'm a weirdly just awkward individual, and I've just been like that my whole life.
Uh-huh.
And I went to a really cool. I went Memorial High School in West New Jersey, and it was very alternative and there wasn't like cliques and like popular kids or whatever, or like, oh, you're cool if you play sports. It was like, you're cool if you know how to play the guitar, and like.
Why was that? Was it an art school? Or?
It wasn't, but everyone was an artist in their own way, and that was so amazing to me. And I wish every kid had the opportunity to go to a school like that, where it was just. I think a lot of us just had a lot of hardship in our life, and we weren't like the most affluent neighborhood. And I think that makes you kind of blossom into something that a person that needs to create your own, kind of beauty in the world. And we all did, and it was kind of as cheesy as it sounds, a beautiful place to go to school and kind of grow and learn.
That's great. But you weren't like in training to be like a sex pot diva.
No, I was like writing poems and like being in the quiz in the quiz bowl, and I have a trophy actually with me with like caterpillar eyebrows.
The quiz bowl?
Quiz bowl.
Oh, the quiz bowl.
Yes,
is that like
it's the academic team.
Oh,
and
like the mathletes?
Sort of, but with like general knowledge.
Oh.
And I have a T-shirt with me and like caterpillar, a picture of me in a T-shirt that has like a little owl on it. I have caterpillar eyebrows, and I'm holding a trophy, and I'm like the captain of the quiz bowl team, and I'm so proud.
You felt like $1 million bucks?
Yeah, just such a rock star. So this might compare to that moment.
Yeah, this is like, I mean, hopefully WrestleMania will be on the level of quiz bowl.
Yeah, almost.
What did you think when you realized that like you were gonna be the chick that becomes the object of desire to all these wrestlers? Like you were gonna be the girl who's making out with everybody, and you were gonna be the one who's in all these storylines.
Oh gosh. To me, I feel like nobody's noticed that yet. That like it could not be more hilarious. That like and I'm not even like trying to be like, oh, I'm so modest, but like quite honestly, if you put all of our pictures like just in Asked America, like I would be probably the last girl that just American red-blooded males are attracted to.
You think so?
And I think so. Just like physically, like I am, I joke and call myself the homely girl, but like it just.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of girls a lot more homely than you, AJ.
But I mean, I think if you compare, it's so funny to me, and like the whole time I was like, is anyone gonna buy this? Like.
But they keep buying it.
But it's funny. I like that, and I think that's kind of what people relate to. It's really unexpected, especially when we had like the love square, and it was you had Daniel Bryan, who would have been the good guy in any scenario, was the bad guy, and CM Punk, who would have been the bad boy in any scenario, was the good guy, and then Kane, which is like, what was he? Is he like the comic relief best friend? I don't know. So it was just so many weird elements, and now you have me and Dolph Ziggler, and before that was me and John Cena, and we don't mesh at all with any of them. Like we could not be more opposite. Like,
but at this point, you've been with half the locker room.
I mean, I guess my mom is really proud.
She is.
Yeah, because she wasn't sure if I was ever gonna get a date ever. Because I didn't even go to prom. I couldn't get a guy.
You didn't go to prom?
No.
You really couldn't get a date to prom in high school.
I could not. No. I had like a friend I was gonna go with, and then he had a girlfriend, and she was like, no.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I was just like, that's who I was. I was the friend to all the guys.
You in love? Were you in love with this friend?
No,
or the girlfriend?
I just wanted to maybe go, and then I said screw it, and I was like home playing video games, legit, and I was just like, I'm happier doing this.
And now your mom, who just wanted you to find you got your cable there. Now your mom,
thank you,
who just wanted you to find a nice boy, gets to turn on Raw and see you like deep open mouth kissing Dolph Ziggler.
I think she's probably more disturbed by the fact that I had a Kane poster above my bed when I was 12.
Did you? Oh, of
I
course, because
did.
he was around
He was huge
right
then.
when we were kids.
Yeah, and you know what? And I went to bed and looked at that picture every night. And if you would have told me one day I'd be mounting him in the center of the ring,
Yeah.
I would have said awesome.
And not only that, but you got to do it when he put the mask back on, so it was
Right,
like
right,
old
so it was
school
even
Kane.
better,
It was
yeah.
like you were living out these fantasies of yours.
Which, by the way, masks make kissing very difficult. Gotta say.
Why? Because you just don't have the jaw
It's-
movement.
It's in the way, but I mean, it also it's cool. You know, that and like a boiler room combined. It's
Right.
a really cool experience.
It wasn't quite the Spider-Man upside down.
It was better. I
Better.
thought.
Yeah. Well, it was Kane. Of course, it was
you
better.
know? But yeah, I think she's happy now to see me with Dolph, and he's actually nice to me. Like,
Yeah.
None of those guys were ever nice to me.
No,
at
they're
all. They
throwing
were,
you around from
really,
dude
they were
to
just like,
dude.
oh gosh, what are you doing next to me? Okay, fine.
But
Yeah.
does I wonder this because I look at Dolph gets really into it when he's out there with you. Is he slipping you tongue? Is he? You could tell me. He is, right?
I'm not going to answer that,
No.
but I'll give you this little bit.
Please do.
In my TV career lifespan, that has happened.
But you won't tell me who.
I'm not going to say.
There's so many people that you've made
Exactly.
out with.
How are
This
you
is
going to
not
narrow
fair.
it down?
And you know what else I was thinking about? If this were maybe even less than 10 years ago, but this were like 5 or 10 years ago, you definitely would have made out with Vince McMahon by now. You definitely would have been, because he used to make out with the chicks back then.
Oh my gosh.
You definitely would have made out with them.
You know, the hilarious thing is a weird part of me, I'm such a mark on the inside that like weird part of me is like, oh, that would have been awesome. But I also, isn't that just so strange?
I get it. I mean, part of me
you're
is
like,
saying, I wish I could make out with Vince McMahon.
Who wouldn't want to make out with Vince McMahon?
Especially now that he's bringing back the Pompadour.
Oh,
Are you kidding me? Yes.
is.
I saw him at the press conference
Oh
yesterday.
my gosh, it makes me so happy. I have like this really weird obsession with all the McMahons and like with Hunter and I guess it's from coming from not a super big family, but they treat you very very much like a family, and they're kind of like big brothers and like dads and like big sisters. And so because I didn't have a lot of that, like I have this really unhealthy obsession with them all, where like I'm just like kind of like a little kid around them, like just searching for their approval. Like it's
Just
so sad.
Hanging
like,
out with them. Thanks,
yeah.
Dad. What did you call me? Mr. McMahon.
Nothing. Sorry. Thank you,
Vince,
sir. I love you. And then run away. You know, it's really sad. Like I think I hug Stephanie way too long.
So are you
Like I
bummed?
make the hugs weird.
Yeah?
I'm just like,
Smelling her hair.
yeah.
Triple H is just over there looking at you like, is this looking for cameras or something? Like, this is not...
Yeah, and then I run away and I hide from her. But yeah,
So-
it's not healthy.
So does it bum you out that Shane O'Mac's not around anymore?
Oh my gosh! If I ever met him, I would just die.
You've never met him?
I've never met him, and I had such an obsession with him. My sister thought she was going to marry him. Like, so he's a big part of my family. He was almost my brother-in-law in some
Of course.
alternative reality.
Of
Yes.
course. So if you ever met him, you'd be like, here comes the money.
I just started doing like his little.
Did you
skits
learn how to
toward
do the
him.
shuffle?
I never did, but I feel like I could.
So you're still a wrestling fan.
Yes, like clearly.
That's great, because some people like you talk to and they're like, oh yeah, I was a wrestling fan when I was a kid, but now I don't have any of that bullshit
Oh my
anymore.
gosh, no! I mean, like to me, like it never goes away, and like even really current people, like a John Cena, like doing anything like with him work wise was so funny to me, because it was like I'm like sitting in my pajamas watching him, you know, and like but even when you go further back and there's like a Kane, and to me like just being anywhere near him in that scenario, it was just like, oh my gosh, like if you would have told 12-year-old me that,
Right. So like
my
when
head would have exploded.
when WrestleMania comes around and guys start coming back, and like
Yeah.
The Rock comes back and like all these dudes come back, are you freaking out?
Oh my gosh, so much. Like I was just talking to like Jimmy Hart and
Yeah.
and Trish, and you know, we're like sharing a car, and like there's like a 13-year-old girl to me screaming, and like the doctors say that's probably something I should get removed. But
I don't know. I've met a lot of jaded wrestlers.
Yeah.
This sounds like you're having a little more fun.
But it's really like it hasn't left me, and I hope it never does. But I kind of pinch myself sometimes, and when Trish says something nice to me, and I'm just like, you have no idea. I was like, you know, crying when you lost a match when I was, you know, 13.
It's funny because that YouTube video surfaced
Oh my
of
gosh,
you,
yeah.
like meeting Lita, right?
Yeah,
and
and-
you're just like this little AJ, and
Yeah.
you're bawling. Oh my God, Lita, you mean
And I
so
don't
much.
look much different, which is sad. Like, I haven't grown that much.
You're a good 3 inches taller now.
Yeah. Like, still haven't hit puberty. But I actually got the chance to like show her that at the Slammies maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. That was a really cool moment for me to be like, hey, you probably why I'm here, and especially like just what wrestling and what those girls of that generation meant to me. Everyone kind of knows my story, and I was like living in cars and living in motels and didn't have anything to look forward to, didn't have that light at the end of the tunnel, but I had wrestling and I had those girls, and it was like it's just this kind of saving grace for me. And so especially that moment meeting her, it was like, you have no idea what I'm going through, but you make my whole crappy week okay, and so they were my saviors in not only like an idol way, but in so many other ways. And so I'm so indebted to them.
It's a weird thing though when you get a little older and you start to like actually be peers with these people.
That's weird to me.
It's like I'll hang out like I hang out with Michael Cole. But I also have his action figure on my shelf at home, so it's like I don't know if we're really
right?
like that's kind of blocking a real friendship from happening, isn't it?
That is hilarious. Yeah, if you like have somebody's autograph in your apartment, maybe it makes things a little
Right,
weird.
like that's a signed picture of your boss on my wall. That's cool, right? You would probably have signed pictures of my boss, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
That's just what people do.
I actually have every action figure of all my boyfriends because and like in their like in the gear that correlates to the time that we were in the on television together.
Right.
Just because I'm a kid and like to me it's like, oh, that's so cool. So I put my action figure next to Dolph's.
Yeah, so I was about to say. So now you have an action figure. Are you going like, what is going on? That's amazing.
I have a second one coming out, and I saw it for the first time yesterday, and kind of almost stole it from her, and I would have felt sort of bad, not that much.
Oh, was it who had it? Was it like somebody at a signing?
Someone at a signing.
So you wanted to take the?
I really did. I wanted
just
to
keep
like,
this, or-
but there was like more than 3 witnesses, which is like when you have to start worrying,
Right.
Because you can just like take out 3 people pretty easy.
Easy.
But when I first saw the first action figure, I was like in England, and so I numbered them 1, 2, 3, just so they knew that these are the first thing I ever saw and like touched. So she has the number 1, and I haven't seen any since then. So
That's weird.
really
I always
want
figured
one.
that they would like send them to you. You have to go to like Toys R Us and buy it yourself.
Honestly, I haven't. I had to like ask and wait like a couple months to get some of them. And
I mean, they gave us the whole stack of them for free.
God,
They were just
isn't that
standing here.
hilarious?
Yeah.
Like, I never know when there's like a trading card or anything like that, and people will show me them, and I'm like, oh, do you have an extra one? Like,
Can I have this?
because I keep everything. I keep like newspaper articles. I hold on
awesome.
to everything,
Yeah.
and I keep like travel from like the first time I was on the road. Like I kept like envelopes and stuff for that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's really funny, and I'm just a big kid at heart.
So you were like living in cars and going from apartment to apartment. That must make it really difficult to keep up a video game hobby.
It really does.
Like-
There's a really long time where like I had like 2 games that I would just like play over and
What
over
were
because
they?
it was like maybe it was like Mortal Kombat 3 and like a Sonic.
And were your friends like, nobody plays those games anymore?
Yeah, they're like super
aging."
old, like the new systems around and stuff like that. And
You guys still like Sega Genesis? No. We have PlayStations.
oh man, yeah, exactly. So now I'm sort of like overcompensating, and like the first time I don't watch a lot of TV, and I would if I had time home because I'm like a couch potato. But so like I didn't even like have like that like a nice TV or anything in my apartment, and the video game came out, and I used to make myself in like the creator wrestling
Yeah, of
mode,
course.
in call mode, and like
I would just sit there like trying to dial down, make it skinnier,
Yeah.
skinnier. I don't understand why he keeps losing.
I was like, do they make the chest smaller? Can they make this more realistic? So yeah, like I worked so hard at that, and when I was actually in the game, which by the way, people on Twitter told me I was in the game. Like no one told me.
You didn't know.
Legit, somebody tweeted me, congratulations. I was like, what?
Yeah.
No. So I like bought a big screen TV, like just
To play
to play myself. and I didn't even have like my Xbox like hooked up online or anything because I'm just never home, and like
Oh, and it was a downloadable character.
yeah,
right?
so I had to do like all this work and get Geek Squad to come to my apartment
You
and
had to
like
purchase, get Geek Squad to come.
yes. I like didn't know how to set anything up, and like it was this giant TV. I couldn't connect anything. I couldn't reach behind it. So I legit bought a TV because they put me in the video
Did you
game.
drop it to the Geek Squad like, yeah, normally I wouldn't have you guys come over, but I got to download myself in this game.
You know what? I would have loved to, but when there's people like in your apartment, you sort of don't want to be like.
It's true,
hey.
and now you know where I live.
Yeah, you know where I live, and like the access codes to everything.
Yeah,
you're just installing a camera on my TV.
So who's your favorite person that you've gotten to meet that you looked up to?
Oh wow. This sounds so terrible and like ass kissy, but it's honestly like. First of all, everyone like I sort of mark out for really hard, and it just doesn't go away ever. Like it'd be like Chris Jericho and like
Fandango. I'm such a big fan. I've been here less time than you. What are you talking about?
Anyone that came before me.
Yeah.
But like to this day, the person that makes me like super kind of uncomfortable in a I'm still 13-year-old girl way is Stephanie. Like
it is Stephanie.
I can't help it. Like I will never be her peer. I will always be 13 years old around here. Like I can't pull myself together. Like I don't know if you've ever met her, but she's like
I've met her once. Yeah.
Oh my god, she's like the warmest, and I'm not even trying to kiss her ass here, but like she's like the warmest, sweetest, like kind of big sister, motherly person.
Yeah.
And
I took a photo with her, and she held me.
Yes.
It's like you don't have to do this.
Like she picked me up and like swaddled me.
Yeah.
Honestly like she has like this weird like just like sweetness to her, and like it gives you the best hugs ever. Like, and I'm just not a person that hugs or likes hugging or was hugged, and so it's funny that I'm just like, oh god, like it just like it make it last probably way too long, but
that's why the McMahons are your family now.
They honestly are in so many ways. Like they legit took me off the street and made me into something that like it's literally I was a homeless girl on the street and they saved my life, and that's something I'll forever be indebted to. And so sometimes I just steal a little bit of her hair.
That's all cool. You make your own little Stephanie for home because she's not always there. And so WrestleMania is technically tonight. It's on Sunday, but this will air on Sunday.
Oh, cool.
Technically, but you're not wrestling?
I'm not. No.
So how do you feel about taking on a role where you're kind of more like a manager escort? Like a lot of times, and because you did it when you were the general manager too. You're not wrestling.
Right.
Do you like that because it's an easier night and you still get to do your thing?
I don't know if any time I have to talk makes it an easier night.
You don't like talking?
It's not that I don't like it. It's that I never thought I would have to do it or I would be good at it. And like Michael Cole actually helped me a lot. And it's something that then it just kind of came natural. And it was like, oh, I feel comfortable in front of these people. But it was a really hard process, and I thought I would never have to do it.
Yeah.
And I was actually talking to Trish, and oh my gosh, let me pick up the name I dropped. But
Stratus.
Oh, Stratus. She's going in the Hall of Fame this year. But we were just kind of talking about how if you doing something like a valet or a manager or a position where you just get to talk and be a part of like the drama and the intrigue, it will do you so much better in the long run because people get to know you. They get to kind of see different facets of your personality, your quirkiness, and everything, and feel for you and see themselves in you, and everyone's been the pathetic girl that has unrequited love for someone, or has known that person, or has run away from that person and changed their number, and just so and been the girl that wanted to get revenge, and then I've gotten them revenge for them.
Plus, you do great crazy eyes. So the whole thing works.
Who says it's an act? And so it's like people can kind of see themselves in it, and that's not an opportunity you would get if you were just in the ring and for a couple of minutes, every week. So I want to make this last as long as possible. The not being in the ring sort of aspect, because when I finally get in the ring, people will know everything about me and be able to love me or hate me. Yeah, and just care in general.
I mean, Michael Cole is a good guy to learn from because he got everybody to hate him.
Yeah,
everybody.
And he's like making everyone forget that too now.
Yeah.
He's like the like voice of reason now. That is like the nice one, which is hilarious how he did that. It's amazing. And helpful.
All he had to do was save Jerry Lawler's life.
that
was it. All right, AJ, they're wrapping you up. I could talk to you forever, but and I don't even have to tell you to enjoy WrestleMania because I'm pretty sure that you will.
I will, definitely. I'm so excited. We're going to take home Tag Team Gold, and I'm so proud of my little family of Dolph Ziggler and Biggie Langston, and they're going to steal the show no matter what.
And there might have been tongue. possibly.
I mean, who knows?
Who knows? Somebody. It happened.
There's always a chance that there was tongue.
All right. Thanks a lot, AJ.
Thank you.